Today I'm going to talk about mini trimmers. I absolutely love mini trimmers, in particular this brand, which is the Sheer Magic Rocket mini trimmers. They're small, compact, they're cheap, and they just take a couple of AA batteries, which you pop in the back here. Mini trimmers are amazing if you're grooming smaller dogs because they're small and nimble and they can get into those hard to reach places like armpits or in between paw pads to clear out the fur. So in today's video, I'll show you a couple of examples of how I use my mini trimmers to groom my dogs. Like humans, some dogs can have quite deep armpits, while others are more shallow. Fluffy coated dogs like cavoodles that need to get their coat trimmed every 6 to 8 weeks can easily get matted fur in their armpits just from the friction of walking or from rubbing against a harness. So when these dogs come in from a groom, I like to shave their armpits to get rid of any mats, and by keeping the fur short, it will help prevent mats from forming. Mini trimmers are the perfect size for fitting into small armpits. Simply lift up your dog's leg and gently scoop out the fur from the armpit. Then use your finger to feel and check that you've removed all the matted fur. When shaving the sanitary area, I like to start with my clippers with the 10 blade on them to remove the bulk of the fur. The blade on my clippers is roughly twice the length of the blade on the mini trimmers, which means I can shave twice as much fur off in the one stroke, which is really handy if you're grooming a dog who's sensitive to you shaving their groin area and doesn't want to stay still. Also, the blade on the mini trimmers shaves a lot closer to the skin than the 10 blade on my clippers. Some dogs can get a little bit irritated by this and might lick their groin afterwards, so I prefer to use the mini trimmers to do a tidy up once I've shaved with my clippers to remove any remaining fur, especially in those hard to reach places like the inner thigh. Poo can very easily get stuck on the fur surrounding a dog's bum, so it's best to keep this fur quite short. I use my mini trimmers to do this. Holding your dog's tail up, very gently skim the fur in a downwards direction. You can see some of the fur has been removed. If you want to shave it a little bit shorter or if there's poo still stuck in the fur, simply shave it again. When it comes to removing the fur from between your dog's paws, you can either trim the fur using scissors or you can shave it using clippers or mini trimmers. Believe it or not, you're less likely to cut your dog using the mini trimmers compared to scissors. I've seen grooming injuries caused by scissors because you can accidentally cut a dog's paw pad with the tip of the scissors if the dog moves unexpectedly. So if you do decide to use scissors, please use a pair of straight dog grooming scissors with a rounded tip. When I groom larger dogs like border collies or standard poodles, I'll use my clippers with the 10 blade on them, but when I'm grooming smaller dogs like cavoodles, I'll use my mini trimmers. I find they're the perfect size to scoop out the fur in between their paw pads. Dogs can very easily get matted fur behind their ears. This could be from scratching their ears, or other dogs might chew on their ears, particularly puppies. They tend to chew on the ears of their older sibling when they're teething. My dogs are 3 and 5 and they still chew on each other's ears. This is my youngest puppy. She has quite thick fur on her ears, and you can see she has 2 mats at the back of her ear here. These mats haven't matted all the way down to the skin yet, so I could use a dematting tool to break them up and brush them out with the slicker brush, but Poppy doesn't like me touching her ears, so I'm going to use my mini trimmers so I can remove them quickly. The mats are at the back of her ear here, so you won't notice if I shave them off. You could use scissors to cut the mats out because they haven't matted all the way down to the skin, however please be very careful. I've seen ears accidentally cut because it is hard to distinguish between the fur and the ear leather. Always use your fingers to feel what you're about to cut or shave before you do it. Mini trimmers are the safer option. They're less likely to cut the ear leather, and if the mat has reached the skin, it's safer and easier for the mini trimmers to get underneath it.